Good evening, good night, good day, wherever you are. Welcome to another session of Odessa, the Holy Land. We start our game in the city of Odessa, specifically in the Arab slums of the city. There's a figure walking through the dung-filled streets. Well, not actually in the streets, more or less the dung and trash-laden alleyways. A figure, a monstrous Sasquatch of a man. He's got his cowl down. He is currently trying to just stay out of sight as much as possible. Don't do anything to attract attention. You don't want anyone to see you. The hunt didn't go well tonight. He didn't get much to drink. He's not starving yet, but he can feel the hunger will be coming soon. And he looks up to see the moon in the night sky. What type of moon phase would you say it currently is?
It's waxing.
Waxing moon. Full moon isn't coming yet, but it might be. It will be here some point. Need to figure that out. Need to figure it out when it comes. He's his destination is an interesting one. He is trying to get to the Jewish quarter. Volitech's reasoning for this is because he's never met any Jews before. He doesn't know anything about them. He just knows that they have a quarter here in the city. Being from Rus, he mainly the only people he ever interacted with were other members of his religion, the Slavic paganism, fellow followers of Perun the Thunderbolt and Veles the Abyssal. And he also has had many interactions with Catholics before, maybe a few followers of Islam, but he has not spoken to about their faith before. Just maybe asked for directions when trying to get to Edessa. But tonight he has decided, I'm going to learn. I'm finally going to learn about this faith, this Judaism. What is it about? What do they believe in? How is it connected to Christianity? And while not maybe he will not talk to any people in the city. Is he doesn't know if he can keep the masquerade of the Mask of a Thousand Faces up for too long with the hunger that is plaguing him, that it will be plaguing him. But he will try. He will try at the very least to see what these people are like. And he continues through the back alleyways and through these slums until he reaches the Jewish quarter. And when he gets there, he looks around to try and take in his surroundings. Like, where am I? What does this place look like?
So the area you're in the south of the Arab slums, right? Going towards the Jewish quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's poor. It's pretty rough. It's very quiet at night. It's generally not many people around. Um, if you've been in the South Wall slums, they are decidedly worse than the place you are now. Where you are is simply just poor. It's small houses, but it's not. The South Wall slums have a third dimension to them. The slums are often stacked on top of one of another. There's a few kind of stories going up, giving it even more kind of chaotic and oppressive feel to it. But there are not many people out this late at night, and the few people that do see you, hooded and cowled as you are, will do their best to avoid you.
I'm just keeping my head down, not doing it. Just don't want to draw attention. Just walk. But a few times he tries to look up, and what's the general smell? What is the aroma of this place? He's trying to take in what is the air like here, the scent. Is it
Firewood, animal dung, human waste, that kind of. Although there is a breeze coming in of the arid uh, landscape that surrounds Odessa, it's not a pleasant destination. but it's slightly yeah. That's what it smells like. Mainly, the most overpowering smell is human waste, especially for one who's come from the wilderness, such as yourself.
Volotej is just thinking to himself, an oppressive scent again. He's trying to generally just whenever he can, like try and see what these homes are like the shops, like any distinguishing features about them.
These Arab slums are they appear to be recently built. Or, well, I say that, but there are some very old buildings of the city, and none of them really exist around here. They're mainly kind of short, square buildings made of usually what you would imagine timber, wattle, and either dung or mud or clay kind of patted onto that, and painted white for the most part.
I continue walking forward. I'm sorry, are we in the Jewish quarter yet, or is this still the south end of the Arab area?
It's
Uh,
not up to you.
all right, I will. We can just say it's the Jewish quarter then. Anyway, though, I continue to walk. I try and see if there are any religious buildings around me, any at all, just to generally find maybe someone here who could be of a more theological persuasion.
The In the Jewish quarter, are you in there now? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. The buildings are decidedly quite a lot nicer. The main thoroughfare that basically leads from the gate in the southeast of the city, immediately crossing the road, they're a lot nicer. They're not big, they're not prosperous, they're not huge, but they are mostly a bit nicer.
Probably
And
reminding me a bit more of like maybe, well, maybe like in my village that I originally came from. Sort of the housing is maybe on par with that.
yeah, I think it's urban housing. There's definitely not the same smell of animal excretion and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You do come across what looks like some kind of temple when you are when you are going around. Although this area also appears to be quite quiet. Most of the most this late at night in a medieval city, most things are closed.
Guessing there are no windows on this temple.
But there are, yeah. But
Oh wow,
obviously,
that's actually it's kind of amazing.
oh really? If
Well, glass was expensive at this time period.
okay, no, there'll be shuttered windows. They're not. There's no glass.
Oh, okay.
But
Is there like an alleyway in between this temple and maybe a conjoining building?
mhm, yeah.
I'm as when I see that, I'm going to duck into that alleyway and I'm going to try and well, basically, I want to try and I'm going to try and use Mask of a Thousand Faces here. This might not be the best idea, but it's an idea. I do want to see if I can enter into this place to possibly learn of the Jewish faith. So I'm going to make a roll on that. I believe is it charisma or manipulation plus
Use
performance?
manipulation performance, yeah.
All right, charisma plus performance. Where is it? 3 and performance. Ah, yes. Difficulty
7.
7. For one success yet again.
So you can alter your appearance, but to something unlike yourself. But it would be difficult for you to imitate something precisely.
Hmm. Well, what I'm going to try. Will it still be appearance 0 though?
Yes. And you
Oh
need
darn!
to spend blood to increase your appearance.
I'm on very low. I'm very low on blood currently.
If you spend even 1, you will begin making hunger checks.
I am going. I'm gonna just try and actually look around. Are there any people out here or whatsoever? Like I'm just like, if there are any like passing by, like just people who
Yeah, there are some people kicking around. There's occasionally people walking up and down the street. Yeah.
possibly maybe a cat or a dog or some sort of animal that might
Um.
like a stray.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say there's a stray dog curled up on a doorstep, slightly down the road.
I kind of look at it for a moment and I think Voltage just sort of thinks to himself, "Oh no, I can't do this." And he tries to form himself into something human, but very much to no avail whatsoever. He kind of is looking at maybe a puddle in this alleyway as it works sort of like as a mirror, and he's just sort of looking at himself, like just thinking hard of an image. He's almost there. Like what did I look like before? He's trying to remember, and he thinks he has it, but when he tries to no avail. It just maybe slightly alters, like maybe his head just sort of, but the image fades immediately, and just this disguise that he tries to use just fails completely. And he kind of looks and says in his native tongue, he swears under his breath. Um, and then he sort of just he kind of stands up. He tries to like go over to the doors to maybe see if there's anyone inside at all. Like just take a quick peek in.
In the synagogue.
Yes, he just silently just trying to look in to see if anyone's even in there. Because if
Um.
there isn't anyone, if there isn't anyone, he doesn't want to waste any of his time. He just wants to take just check.
It looks. It doesn't really look like there's anybody in there. However, when you are looking in there, you hear a voice behind you, and it says, "What are you looking at?"
Sorry, you cut out for a moment.
It says a voice that sounds like a small child's voice. Says, "What are you looking at, Mister?"
I freeze for a moment upon hearing that, knowing that if I turn around, I might be screwed. Oh dear. In my head, I think, oh no, oh no, oh no. I try and like sidestep away without. Well, I'm keeping my cowl down. Well, no, instead, I'm keeping the long cowl down like around my face, and I just sort of I turn my head just slightly so like the kid doesn't see what I look like with this long hood over my face, and I just say to him, no, "Nothing, child. Run along. It is late."
If you come back later, I think the synagogue will be open. I sometimes stay out here, and the rabbi gives me treats.
That is good. That is good. Thank you for letting me know. And what I do is moving my hand very carefully to the front pouch on my around my belt, just again so he doesn't see my hands either. I pull out what would the coinage be of this time period? Because I have like
I
two.
think Florence, considering we are essentially a French city, it's Frankish controlled, so I think Florence.
I will pull out. I'd say about actually three, maybe. Yeah, I'll say 3 florins. I'll pull out 3 coins and um, I will like sidestep slowly and set them on the windowsill and say, "Take these," and I try and walk off.
He'll go over and take the coins and follow you and start talking to you. Not many people come out late at night. If you want to like actively like basically run away from him, that's no problem. You can do easily.
I'm just gonna try and keep my back to him. Yes, I'm a traveler. I just wanted to see what this district was like. Is all. Yeah, I'm from. I am not from this land. From far away.
Ooh, I've not been far away. Where are you from?
Rus.
You are Frank? Roos. I don't know that one.
It's far to north. It's near. It's near Poland and eastern part of Europe. I'm speaking this as my back is turned, like trying to speak in the most broken sounding language possible to make him think like, oh, this guy doesn't speak the language very well.
Is it
Actually,
past the hills? My uncle lives in a village just north of the town. Is it near there?
oh, much further than that. Hundreds of miles, in fact.
He'll basically just walk like alongside you now. He doesn't appear to be like making any effort to like look at you, as it were.
All right, I'm still standing up, like straight, keeping my hands in my tunic, the pockets that are sewn into the cloak that I wear. I'm just, keeping my every body part like covered as much as possible. Long hood down over my face, everything, and I say to the boy, "You live in this district?"
I do.
Ah, been wanting to come here for a while now, learn of the Jewish religion. I had never learned of it before.
I don't know much about that. I'm not
Hmm.
sure what I am.
It is always good to try and be sure of what you are. I mean, I myself I believe in he sort of thinks. Actually, I'm not quite sure myself.
As
I,
you walk out of the alley and come onto another small street, not too far off in the distance up the street, you'll see one person you definitely recognize, and one person you're quite sure you've seen before.
I'm looking at these people.
It's Madeline and what you think is her ghoul. Uh, they seem to be, and this is a hunting roll just for. They're walking down. They seem to be studying this place, this neighborhood, really. Well, Ghoul seems a bit more attentive to take extra precautions to make sure that Madeline doesn't get in trouble, but Madeline herself seems to be looking for something, or is quite attentive at some things.
The little kid will not pay attention and keep walking along your side. He will begin asking about where you're from. Does your mummy know you're here?
I humor the child. I answer. I basically I'm trying to answer as many of the questions as I can, even like the more humorous and childish ones as that he asks.
Cool. Yep. He'll just keep walking along with you.
I am going to say to him, oh, child, I think you should run along now. I have, there's a woman I need to speak to. Just some business I have with her. And I pull out another like 3 florins and I set them on like a nearby, on the ground nearby, and I say, here. Take this, run along, buy yourself some sweets. Not turning to him.
He will look at the coins, and he will pocket them again, and continue talking to you.
I think in my head, Perun, please help me. Velis, please.
Madeline at first doesn't seem to be paying attention, but as she gets closer, it will be very easy for you to say hello or something to her.
Hello, Madeline.
Madeline just shakes something off. She seems to be looking at the buildings and at the walls, and she just looks. Goes over. looks at the child, looks at you,
He's
looks
not
to her ghoul, looks to the hooded man.
hooded man, hands in pockets. Like it's very actually hard.
She just
Unless
looks
you
at you and
like the
just says,
clothing is a dead giveaway for like who I am. But if you didn't like the clothing is a dead giveaway, but I am literally trying to cover myself up as much as possible. So from a distance, I'm pretty obscured.
good evening, Volatish?
Good evening, Madeline. I say with some panic in my voice.
The little child
she-
will give the small child will give a toothy grin, and bow to you. Say, "Good evening, lady."
You'll see Madeline will go over to the child, go down on one knee, and she'll just, hello, little one. Do you live around here?
He'll look slightly bashful at this point, and he'll nod. And he'll say, "I live just over there. This is my friend," and he'll gesture towards the
Hulking
Wonderworld
brute of a
man.
Huh. Well, he is my friend too. I can see why you like him, she says. As she smiles to the child and she says, tell me, if you live around here, do you know of a part of the wall that is a different color? Do you know if there's a wall around here, so like maybe the city wall? Or something that is painted yellow?
He'll kind of look quizzical and say, "I don't think I do. Sorry."
Well, you see, I've been posted riddle.
Painted the wall if you like.
Sure. Well, in due time. I think I need to find something around here that. Oh, well. Tell me, what are you doing out so late? I know you're with a friend, but do your parents know that you're out by yourself?
He looks a little like he's been a bit naughty, and just kind of shrug his shoulders and say, "No, no."
Think. What would you think that your mother would say if she did not know where you were? I'm quite sure she loves you a lot, and it would be. I have a feeling. She smiles to him, and she's not saying this like accusatory or anything. You like doing your own thing, don't you? Not really going with whatever your parents tell you.
I don't really know where they are, Mrs.
Oh, you are alone?
I have friends. Like
This is terrible.
volley here.
Voltage,
smiles.
upon hearing that this child is an orphan, his eyes kind of widen a bit, and he's kind of saddened when thinking about that.
Tell me, is there someone who takes care of you, looks out for you?
The rabbi in the synagogue sometimes feeds me. He's a nice man.
Tell you what. There is a place. You seem like a presently very good child. Tell you what, there is a place a bit away from here that I know the person who owns the place. I will have it open tomorrow night. I will serve you some food and give you a good place to stay, at least for a moment. Would you like that?
Kind of shrugs. He's not making eye contact. He looks a bit embarrassed.
Come on, speak up, child. She puts a finger on his chin and just lifts his head up a little bit.
He will step back if you make a move to touch him.
What is it? You seem as though you have either said something wrong or done something wrong. I am interested.
He looks slightly, wary now.
Well, if you will not answer me, then... Well, then I do not know what to do.
Move slightly behind Volatage.
Well, run along now, child.
He'll look at Volatage. Just as a kind of like, what do I do?
Voltage at this point says, "Child, I know this woman. She can help you. I said to him, run along just for a few minutes. I will be back to talk to you soon."
He looks a little grumpy, but he will, without saying a word at this point, basically give you both a look and run off down one of the alleys.
As he does that, I look to Sister Madeline and I say, "In your gratitude, thank you."
Not a problem.
And even though he doesn't have to breathe, you can hear him exhaling and inhaling quite heavily because it may be that might be one of the things that just made his heart start beating again in panic. I was trying to go and see if I could go to the temple soon, but it was that child showed up and
By perchance, have you seen any buildings or portions of walls that are painted yellow?
I don't believe so, no.
It is quite a cryptic message I have. It seems to clue to this place and a wall that is, well... Would you go walk with me for just a little while?
Yes, my lady, I can.
Oh, please. Just Madeline. I am not a lady.
I apologize.
No,
I am being
apologize.
very... I am too formal sometimes.
Well, it is probably everyone in this city who says it, so I do not think it is anything to you, but it is, well, I do not think it is fair to call me lady when I am no one. That I am not a lady, but please, and she will get, you'll see the school again is he's fairly heavily built. He's muscular. He looks quite tough, and she will just smile and nod to him, and he will just walk a little bit in front of you, the two of us, and they'll begin to walk, and again Madeline is just looking around, looking at walls, looking into the alleys, looking at buildings, and she seems to be looking for something fairly specific.
I have a question. Sorry. I look at the synagogue again. What color is that building?
Mostly white with a few different kind of things. It wouldn't probably not be described as a yellow building.
Could we make I don't know, could we make rolls pertaining to trying to see anything yellow?
Sure. Where do you want to look for something yellow?
Mainly I'm just seeing as how she's scanning. She said walls originally, so
yeah. Madeline is probably going to head to the city wall, or as close as you can to it.
Would that be a perception awareness roll?
No, investigation.
Oh, investigation. Let me see if I have any of that. Don't think I Do I?
It would
No, I
be. I
didn't.
mean,
I would only roll 3 then.
or enigmas, but that would be for me. I don't know if.
Did I take Enigmas? No, I didn't.
Would you say that would apply or what?
Investigation. If you don't have investigation, you can just use flat perception.
Ooh.
I don't know. I notice my feet.
Okay. So you're looking specifically along the wall for something yellow, right?
Yes.
Do either of you have dark sight of any variety?
Yeah,
No.
I have.
It's probably one of the reasons why I can't see anything. I'm trying to look too closely, but I don't have like feral eyes. or anything.
Madeline will activate her version. In small increments, but
Mhm.
I mean, she doesn't want to risk someone just coming out and then looking at her and being like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. Okay. As you were heading along the south wall, you're kind of looking along, looking for something yellow, blah blah blah. After maybe looking for a little while and walking and talking, you see Madeline just spots a one particular stone about halfway up the wall is clearly made of a different stone than the rest of the ones around it. It seems like a kind of lighter sandstone as opposed to the kind of sandstone that the rest of the wall is made out of.
How far up is it?
About probably about 12 meters up.
12.
No, probably about I think probably about 15 feet up.
4 meters up, give or take.
Hmm. Is there a big stick anywhere?
I'm sure you could find a big stick if you took time.
All right, Zolotich is gonna look for a stick to see if a big enough one to see if it can.
Well, after Madeline has just pointed it out to Politician, he begins to look. She looks at the wall. Free climbing that shit, is that really, really hard? Is that like difficulty 9, or could it be done?
It would be very difficult. It would be extraordinarily difficult without.
Okay. And
What would I roll to see if I can find a big stick?
I guess professional investigation.
All right, so 3 dice. Aha!
You find a big stick.
Okay, I am going to. Voltage is going to hold the stick up, and he is going to try like poking at at this stone.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, you poke the stone. It doesn't move or anything. It appears to be fairly secure within the wall.
this is gonna be so bad. Madeline begins to buff her dex.
Cool.
And her stamina, because she's gonna fall down and she needs soak dice. But seeming as I had like 5 successes, it's not gonna be a problem blood-wise. But she does not have any athletics, so difficulty is what, 10?
I think athletics is one of the ones where there's no penalty if you don't have any dice for it.
Okay. But what is the difficulty?
8 to do some climbing.
Yeah, I don't get anywhere up there.
Okay, yeah, you can't seem to find a good purchase to get up.
I'm gonna actually see if I can try and do this. Ooh.
Okay.
So, would it be a Dex Athletics roll? You said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficulty 9 for you, as you don't have any way to see in the dark properly.
All right. So Dex 3. Okay, so I've that many dice. No, I can't get anywhere up there.
ST's. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as he tries to climb, basically, with his big sort of claw-like hands, he tries to dig in, but it's just his weight won't let him stay on there. So it looks like he's like this big cat trying to claw at the side.
ST's dream. Have something bug players and then have them go completely apeshit trying to get at it.
Yeah. Okay, so you both find it kind of hard to climb up from the ground.
There's that ghoul still.
You can't. Can you get on top of the wall?
There is like a top of the wall, but it's you can get up to
I
it
could-
through like city guard posts.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, wait. I could boost you. You want to try that?
All right.
Sure.
I basically, yeah. So I look at you and I say, my lady, I could probably be able to lift you up there. Is there?
All right. She's very well, and she stands ready.
I put my back against the wall and I kneel down and hold up my hands for you to stand on them.
And she does stand.
All right. Would this be a strength roll? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say strength, athletics. I think.
Oh, I think I have a decent dice pool for that actually.
And you have potence, probably, if you're not Ferratu.
I didn't take points in potence.
Boo.
All
Friend,
right. Come on, no whammies, no whammies. Ooh. Is any successes? Is that enough?
Okay. Yeah, you seem to be giving Madeline a bit of a boost up. Her ghoul looks at you a bit like. Maybe not
I am keeping my head forward. I am not looking up.
Yeah, he will keep eye contact with you.
Also, I have a hood over my face, so it's
So,
kind of unable.
am I close enough to grab the rock, or?
Make me a. You can make another roll, and it'll be easy this time. Actually, no, it'll be the same difficulty. I'll just let you make another roll. Haha, you have a success.
Yes.
Okay. You, with your little boost up, you manage to get some handholds and kind of hold yourself up a little bit further, even though you're not really dressed in what we described as climbing gear. The rock, when you kind of manage to get up close to it, with your dark sight activated, you see that it has something carved onto the brick. It's a fairly large brick, maybe about a foot high and 2 foot across, and yeah, it appears to have something carved into the face of it. And I would like you to make me a get stats up.
A stamina roll to soak the damage you're
It's a hand grenade.
Yeah.
You hit a rock creaking off the edge of the wall, and rocks fall, and you die.
Precisely.
No. The rock doesn't hit Madeline. It just bonks me on the head, and it makes a comedic sound, and tiny little birds fly around my head.
That must be exactly it. Yeah.
To make a intelligence roll?
I would like you to make a intelligence and. I think an intelligent hearth wisdom roll. Okay, there is basically on the rock. It appears to be a few kind of shapes, and there appears to be within the sandstone. There's kind of like smaller rocks that make it up. It's a sedimentary rock. So there appears to be some of them also placed, and they seem to be in a slightly ordered way, essentially.
Volotej at this point says, "Did you get it? Did you pull it out?"
She will whisper down, just fairly lowly. I think it is quite firmly placed here, but there is something here. And she'll begin to study this. Can I do another roll, or?
I will. Yeah, you can. You're getting a fairly good look at it. I will blue book you a picture of it, basically, later.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you
That
got
was
roll.
that was a bit better.
Yeah, I will blue book you a picture of it.
Okay. But can I see anything other than that there are these shapes in it? And
there's one kind of shape. It seems to be like kind of a slightly weird kind of oblong shape, and it does appear to be carved in a certain way, but you're not 100% sure exactly what it is. Do you have any idea of how you may, and do you have any way to kind of take an image of what you've seen so you can study it later?
Madeline will probably have her books with her, as she normally has it with her to Elysium, but I'll let you be the judge of that.
I'm not sure you'd have taken your books on a...
Well,
That's true.
Does she voice any of? Do you want to voice any of this in character?
Yeah, she will begin to describe it.
Madeline, I have I might have something that may be able to help us. In my pouch, there are pieces of parchment and charcoal. We might be able to take a rubbing of it.
She looks down.
I can't grab it. Your ghoul will have to. I am basically like keeping like you balanced on here, like as much as so I can't like remove my hands at this point.
He will go into your thing and look for it and bring it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I have a there is like a piece of parchment there, a pretty long piece of charcoal actually, and
just out of character, I'm just waiting for Robbie to go. Yes, Volatish, I would like to make it from you to make a Dex Athletics roll for chaos to ensue. But if she can grab it, she will get as much as a rubbing of it as possible.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can get a fairly good one. You do hear while you're just about to finish it, you do hear steps coming along the wall, and see a light and the city watch doing their patrol.
If I'm done by it, she will. I'll make sure that it's done, and I'll secure it as by the rubbing as much as possible, and then she will just jump down.
Cool. Okay.
Onto the ghoul's face.
No, just on the ground. That's fine.
Just be horrible. He just gets a face full of shoe.
Yeah, well.
He's blood-bonded to Madeline. I don't think he'd mind her sitting on his face.
Yeah. No, I think he would be strangely cool with it. But yeah, she will. She'll just look at this rubbing and just. She just looks at you and says, "Thank you very much."
You're welcome. If you would not mind, may I take a look at it? I just would like to see what it was. I might be able to help.
She will show it to you if you can see it, but before that, she will just, of course, and she will just help you with your cloak, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And it looks as maybe like a person who's helping a friend something like that. But just making sure with the light and all. She just does that, but it doesn't seem like she's scolding or anything. She just does it like first order of business, and she just takes your hand or no, what do you call it? She gestures for you to begin to walk with her a
Oh,
bit away
yes.
from this place. And
Yes.
as they come to a light source, you will be shown the robbing.
All right. Can I make a roll to try and determine what this is? I do have Hearth Wisdom.
Sure. Intelligence, health, wisdom.
All right. My intelligence is. I think that's another 5 dice. No, it will be only 4 dice. Come on. And. Oh, well, I got 1 failure, but will these count as successes?
Yeah. Okay. I will blue book you a picture of the image as well.
Thank you. And as that happens, I kind of look back at the synagogue. At this point, is there anyone going in, or is anything happening?
Sorry, there doesn't appear to be. Unfortunately, this late at night.
Tell me, why do you want to seek out this place of all? I mean, there are quite a few faiths in this land.
I've never known much about Judaism before. I just thought it would be an interesting idea to see what they were about. There weren't any Jews in Rus, so I just thought, I was just curious. Yes, my curiosity nearly led me into some deep trouble. I must be more careful. You see, Voltage is sort of, in a sense, he kind of sounds like he feels that he's almost like betrayed himself. Like like the way he's talking very condescendingly, not to you, but more or less it's like directed toward himself because he really does believe he nearly screwed up badly.
Malin just looks at him and just remember, when things turn bad and they hurt us, but you survive it, however it might be painful, but you survive it. It is all the more powerful a lesson. If that child had seen something, it would have been bad, sure, but it would also have been a very valuable lesson. Do not forget this.
I will not. I will not.
But as for the Jews, well, all of the, shall we say, children of Abraham, I do not think there is a big difference between the cross bearers and the crescent moon. They are lies, all of them, in their own ways. Well-meaning, but not necessarily what would be good for people. You should, of course, do what you want to, and if you want to seek this place out, I would stress you to do what your heart desires, but I do not believe you will find any answers here.
I see.
But do as you will. It is not my business. And she just... No. I do not have anything to do at this point. Well, if you will want to stay, of course I will let you be, or we can talk for a moment, as if you would do me the honor of walking me back.
Yes, I could do that. Yes.
Very well. And yes, unless Voltage has something, the two of them will begin to walk away from the area. Does Voltage have anything?
Not really at this point, no. I had plans, but
okay.
But yes, he just starts like walking away. And he tries to see though if he can see that child. is that child around at all? He's just making like sure that that kid isn't following him again.
Make me a perception
Perception?
investigation if you're doing it actively.
Perception, investigation. I have no investigation, so... Oh!
You might see that as you're leaving, a small head noses back into the alley as you're walking away.
Kind of get a... Voltage gets sort of a sad feeling in his, in his conscience, and he looks to Madeline and says, "Before we leave, I have one quick thing I must check on. It will only take me about 20 seconds. Just give me a moment." And I quietly go back to that alleyway, and on my way there, I pull out a small piece of paper, and basically I just write down some reassuring words, and I just write down this reminder: just seek out, basically I say the place that Madeline offered to let him sleep at and give him some food, and I put just about maybe 5 more florins into the letter when I fold it up. And when I see, where is the child exactly? Because I know he can't see me yet, but
you can't see him. You can't see him anywhere.
I can't see him anywhere. Well, I walk over to the synagogue doors, and I just I just sort of I set the paper down, and I say I knock on the door. Does anyone answer?
The door?
Yes, I do. I actually knock on the door, and
of the synagogue. Sorry.
Yes, of the synagogue.
Okay.
I'm keeping. I shove my. I'm basically. I step back from the door. I keep my head down in my hood, and I put my hands in my pockets because I set the letter down by the doorstep.
Sure.
All right. Does anyone?
After a few minutes, a woman, kind of what appears to be kind of a nightgown, does come out, and she's like, "Can I help you? Sorry."
Yes. I apologize of bothering you this late at night, but I was wondering, and I sort of, with the hood down, I sort of move my foot a bit, and I motion to the letter at the ground. Please, there is a child who's told me that I met recently who comes here sometimes, small orphan. I was wondering if you could give them this letter in coins, because I'm very busy tonight and I cannot seem to find him at the current time.
Shall we provide we provide much food for the poor of this area? I will, of course, if I know which boy. There are many of them there. What does he look like?
I basically explained to her what the child looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And, sort of ragged clothing, very toothy grin, jovial demeanor, if anything, especially for, his current situation. And she recognized this.
The kid had a blonde hair.
Oh, yeah, I say blonde-haired child.
She'll say that she doesn't remember a kid with blonde hair.
Well, he said that the rabbi would give him sweets, so maybe he would know.
She says maybe, yeah, and thanks you for your donation, and says that she'd really like to be getting back to bed.
Thank you, and I sort of just say have a good night, and I say in my native language peace be with you. And I just, and if she doesn't say anything else, I just sort of walk off. Does she say anything else?
She says, God bless you or something.
And I walk off back with Madeline and begin to walk alongside her. Is anything else that wants to be added?
Nope.
I think then we shall end it there.